Now then, I see reviews on this car all the time, but they're always on track or a very lovely Welsh road. What I want to know is, what's this Lotus Emira Turbo SE just like to live with and drive on crappy roads? Is it still good, or is it a little bit much? Well, today we are going to find out. But not only that, we're going to do a 0 to 60, a 30 to 70, see how noisy this thing is on the motorway. Is it a livable car? Can you daily this thing? See what MPG it will really do, because I couldn't find any quoted figure online. And of course, have some fun, because my name's Tom and you are watching Paragon Cars. Let's get into it. A 2-litre engine from the Mercedes A45S, and unlike the previous Turbo Emira, this has more power. We're talking 400 horsepower and 480 newton meters of torque, and all that power goes to the rear wheels via a 8-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox. Not only does that sound like a recipe for some fun, but it also sounds pretty damn fast. So let's do a 30 to 70 time and see how this Lotus Emira performs. 30 to 70 then, we did an absolutely rapid time of just 3.12 seconds. That's faster than a Stage 2 VW Golf R, nearly as fast as a new BMW M4 Competition and a new BMW M2. For just 400 horsepower, that is rapid. So now we know that it is definitely very rapid indeed. We are going to do a 0 to 60 later, by the way, so stay tuned if you want to see that. Let's have a look at the interior. Firstly, door handles on point, actually look fancy and feel nice to use. All the switchgear as well has surprised me. It's actually in between Audi and BMW in terms of its clickiness. Very nice though. We have a Lotus embossed sports seat, lovely Alcantara that they can't call Alcantara. Very nice grain leather. The steering wheel, oh, the steering wheel feels absolutely lovely, and the steering itself is very good because this is a hydraulic rack. We'll get on to how good later. We have KEF audio, which I will review as well later for you. Electric memory seats, a boot release button, some Emira embossed floor mats, lovely clicky pedals here, and we have two very nice actually infotainment displays. So to see the displays, you lift up your Lamborghini flap, press start, car comes to life, and it starts you off in tour mode every time. The display itself is nice and crisp, refresh rate is nice and high, and you have 3 different driving modes: Tour, Sport and Track. Then the main infotainment display itself is actually really nice. It's pretty fast. Things like Apple CarPlay are good. It is a little bit slow once connected to Apple CarPlay, but it is wireless, and Apple CarPlay itself is a fairly demanding system, so I can't complain too much. But the actual just regular infotainment is really nice. It's crisp, it's fast, and it gets the job done. Now the controls on the steering wheel, you can either press them like a regular button or you can swipe them. And to be honest, they actually work really well. I think this system actually works better than the one in the Mercedes A-Class. On the center screen, you start off with G-meter, your power and torque and boost meter, and your downforce meter, which is actually pretty cool as well. Then you got your lap timer, your oil level, tire pressures, service due, no warning messages, that's always good. Your trip meter, you got a couple of those. And then you can have maps in the middle as well, which is pretty cool. Your music and your phone. It's all very simple, but that's kind of what I want. It just works and is easy to navigate. And even things like the glove box, yes, it's a button, but it's not buried in the infotainment system. I hate it when you get an infotainment system and you have to open the glove box with a button on the screen. When you're trying to do that on the move, it's just frustrating. Here, you just press a button up here, which is nice, and then you've got plenty of storage. It's actually quite a good sized glove box. Then you've got some nettage down there to keep your cleaning stuff, some cubby holes that are felt lined, and some sun visors that unfortunately don't have any mirrors. Does the passenger one have one though? Oh yes, the passenger one does have one, so your passenger can make themselves look pretty. Oh yeah, and before I forget, you have a phone holder that's not a wireless charger, but still holds your phone, which is great, and 2 cup holders with grippy bits. That is a nice feature indeed, because you don't get that in cars like a BMW M4 CS. Oh, and yeah, you also get physical climate controls. Lovely and simple. Then behind your driver and passenger seat, you have some storage, which is big enough for a very full bag and the rest of my kit. In fact, I fit an entire weekly shop in here, which is pretty cool. And then if I open the boot with this little button down here, because obviously we have a fairly small engine, you can fit a huge amount of stuff in the boot, like 3 helmets and the rest of your weekly shop. But anyway, I digress. What is this thing like on some pretty standard British roads? Well, let's go to a B road first and find out. Okay then, first experience of a Lotus Emira. Sports mode it is. Let's just see if we can hit 60 before the corner. Bloody Nora! And there's the speed limit. It's over pretty quickly. Wow. Visceral. Very, very visceral. Oh, the steering. The steering. Oh my lord. I feel everything. If you don't know, this is a hydraulic system. Hydroelectric to be specific. And oh, it's so gorgeous. Oh, why can't all cars be like this? Just the feel. And people hate it when I use this word, but the texture, the centre marking is just, it's connected to my brain. It's as if I'm actually holding the wheels and turning them myself round the corner. And there's fizzes, there's pops, there's noises happening. Oh yes, when it comes on boost, this thing is an absolute bloody missile. And the grip is insane. For a 2-litre engine, this has got so much character. Wow. Being the SE, sport suspension, vented drilled discs. This is a serious piece of kit. Serious piece of kit. But do you know what? I find myself not actually feeling the need to push it that much. Because there's just so much emotion just kind of driving normally that you can enjoy this car at any speed you drive it at. And to me, that's the sign of a fantastic motor vehicle, is when you can kind of just pootle along at 40, 50 miles an hour and just enjoy it. Take it in. But throttle pedal, brake pedal, it's like my brain is directly connected to every part of this car. It's like I am the ECU. And the noise, even though it's a turbo 4-cylinder, I'm not necessarily wanting for more. I'm sure the V6 sounds better, but this is in its own kind of category. And the noises of the turbo are absolutely foul. If I just crack the window here. Let's go for manual. Filth! Pure filth! And that is not an aftermarket airbox. That is a stock sound. Absolutely gorgeous. What's it like on a more open bit of road then? I mean, the grip is just, you can feel the rear end coming around. And that's the speed limit. I cannot go faster than that. It's nowhere near its limit. It just feels like no matter how hard I'm pushing it around a corner, it's just keeping up with me. The way they've calibrated this 8-speed dual clutch gearbox as well is fantastic. Obviously the same one that you get in the 845S. But it again, it's like it's connected to your mind. Right, I'm going to have a listen to this turbo through here. Did you hear that gear shift? That is absolutely mega. Right, let's go from a nice low gear through here. Oh, sorry, high gear. There's cars that are fast, and then there's this. This is for pure driver enjoyment. It's not the fastest car on the planet, no, but it's damn near more enjoyable than pretty much anything I've ever driven. Like, I can drive this thing slowly and I'm still so happy right now. Life is worth living. Okay, let's see what the brakes are like. So, 100-yard marker. It's going to be good. Good Lord! Oh my Lord! Okay, yeah, they're very good. They're very good. I'm going to have to experience more noise. Sorry, everyone. This is essential journalism. Oh, if you like turbo noises like I do, then that is like listening to your favourite song on repeat, except you never get bored of it. It's just one of those sounds that never gets old. And now, I know it's not necessarily about acceleration figures, but Lotus have a claim time. I want to see if they're honest. Its claim time is 4 seconds dead. But this being an AMG engine, there's a lot of grip, and a dual clutch gearbox with launch control. I have a feeling this is going to be a seriously fast 0 to 60 time. But I could be wrong. It could just be because I'm low to the ground, this thing feels so fast. But anyway, let's find out. So the claim time is 4 seconds, and unlike British manufacturers of old, this actually beat its claimed time. Maybe that's because it has a German engine and gearbox. Anyway, we'll brush past that. We did a time of 3.91 seconds, which is quicker than a 2017 Audi RS3 and not far off of the new BMW M2. And overall, just actually really quick. So it's faster than its claim time, it handles well, but that's all to be expected. It's a Lotus at the end of the day. What's this thing actually like to live with? Well, we're going to take it on the motorway and around town and find out. First things first, let's reset our MPG. And I couldn't actually find a claimed figure online, but this is a AMG 4-cylinder engine, and in the A45S it will actually do over 40 MPG. So let's get ourselves into tour mode, slacken everything off. Everything kind of quietens down a little bit. Not too much though, you still know you're driving a proper sports car. Getting onto the motorway, you don't need to use full throttle, there is so much torque. But let's just see what the response is like from like 50 miles an hour. So just plant my foot. I mean, it's immediate. Doesn't get much quicker than that to downshift gears. But then the car settles down, visibility is good. Obviously we have things like cruise control as well, creature comfort. We have the KEF audio, which is good, I think, for this class of car. It's not the best system I've heard. I am missing a little bit of punchiness from it, but I think it's pretty decent, especially when you're considering what this car is actually made for. And the actual comfort levels, the ride is amazing. Like, over smaller undulations, it never crashes. The seats are nice and comfortable. Everything just feels light and easy, and that's exactly what you want. So if you want a car with dual personality, this is absolutely fantastic. Anyway, now let's test the decibel level, and once we've finished driving around town, we can see what MPG this thing has done. Okay, so we just did a run at 70 miles an hour, and this thing did 72.9 decibels. Now an Audi A3, which I class as a very quiet car, did 71.5 decibels. So this is only just over a decibel louder. And the figure of MPG just driving on the motorway is 42 miles per gallon. That's at 70 miles an hour as well, so say what you like, but relatively light car, relatively small engine, equals fast, good handling, and it's not going to break the bank when it comes to petrol, unless you're driving it quickly, in which case it will. And yeah, you are going to drive it quickly most of the time. I can see why Lotus has sold over 10,000 of these things now. They are genuinely really solid cars. Now we're going to finish up round town, and I'm going to take you through how this thing is, is it easy to park, get in and out of, what's it like over bumps as well. But, I mean, so far, the livability is absolutely fantastic. I'd say it's, to be honest, better than a Porsche Cayman. Certainly when it comes to things like the damping, it's just a little bit softer. So then in terms of actually driving it round town, going through things like width restrictors is pretty easy, because you can see where the corners of the car are. It is quite wide, just under 2 meters, so yeah, it's a wide car. But because you're so dialed into everything, it's actually really easy to judge. And over little lumps and bumps in the road, it's not crashy. You feel them, but it's not crashy. I also feel small as well, which is nice. I feel like I'm really cocooned in this thing. Only problem I've noticed so far is literally everyone in anything remotely sporty will try and race you. It's not a question of if, it's they will. Now then, in terms of parking, we do have parking sensors front and rear. They come on automatically as you get close to an object. And getting into a space in one go is surprisingly easy for a car like this, especially for a mid-engine car, because you go into reverse, have to press the gear lever twice. Don't know why they decided that was a good idea. You've got a reverse camera with lines telling you where you're going to go, and a huge amount of steering angle. In fact, I totally cocked this up, and I'm still going to get into the space in one go. And there you go. And then you just press park. It's got an automatic handbrake. Lift up your little Lamborghini cover and turn the car off. And then getting out in one go is actually pretty easy. You can get to the first notch pretty much all the time in any parking space. And actually getting out, the door sill is wider than most cars, but I find if you kind of just rotate yourself, it's actually not that hard. So it's one of the best handling cars I've ever driven. It's faster than Lotus claim, and it's still very livable. And it looks $1 million. Like, everyone that sees this car thinks it's a Ferrari automatically. And then even when I said to my partner, I was like, guess the price of this thing. And I said to other people as well, guess the price. They go like, it's probably what, 180 to 250,000 pounds? And these are people that don't know anything about cars, by the way, so don't slate them too much. They're just going off the looks. And then when I tell them this is £90,000, yes, still a chunk of change, a heavy chunk of change at that. But it's got so much performance and so much livability on offer. I genuinely can't really think of a better car for the money. If you're looking at a sports car that you can daily, this is, I'm going to say, I think genuinely it's one of the best. If you're looking for a really pure driver's experience, not just going quickly and doing big skids and things on a circuit, this is about just the enjoyment of driving. And the feel, everything just gives you so much feel. And look at that. MPG wise, we have done 38 miles per gallon on the motorway and round town, so that's its combined figure, I'd say. Anyway, as always, I hope you enjoy content like this. If you did, give us a like, and why not subscribe, as not only can you see more content like this, you can see everything we have for sale, which unfortunately today doesn't include this absolutely stunning car. Hopefully it will one day. But for now, my name has been Tom, and you have been watching Paragon Cars. I'll see you lot on the next one. Cheers.